Effective communication is a cornerstone of meaningful interactions and relationships, serving as a bridge that connects individuals and fosters understanding. The way we express ourselves significantly influences how we are perceived by others, and it plays a crucial role in earning respect. When we communicate thoughtfully and clearly, we not only convey our ideas, but also demonstrate consideration for our audience. This respect is reciprocated. When we speak with intention and care, we invite others to engage with us in a more profound way. Throughout this discussion, viewers will discover essential strategies for enhancing their communication skills, which can lead to more productive conversations and stronger connections. By focusing on the nuances of tone, body language, and word choice, individuals can learn to express themselves more effectively, ensuring their messages are not only heard, but also valued. The transformative power of effective speaking cannot be overstated. It has the potential to change the dynamics of personal and professional relationships. As we delve into this topic, we will explore practical techniques that can be applied in everyday interactions, empowering viewers to communicate with confidence and clarity. Ultimately, mastering the art of communication is not just about speaking well. It's about fostering an environment of respect and understanding that enriches all conversations. Unnecessary apologies can significantly undermine an individual's self-respect and confidence. Many people tend to apologize excessively, often for situations that do not warrant an apology, which can lead to a diminished sense of self-worth. This habit can stem from a desire to maintain harmony or avoid conflict, but it often has the opposite effect. When we apologize too frequently, we inadvertently signal to others that our presence and opinions are less valuable, which can erode our self-esteem over time. It's essential for viewers to recognize when they are apologizing unnecessarily. This awareness is the first step toward reclaiming their self-respect and fostering healthier communication patterns. For instance, instead of saying "I'm sorry" when someone bumps into you, a simple "excuse me" or "no problem" can convey the same sentiment without diminishing your own presence. Similarly, if you find yourself apologizing for expressing your thoughts or feelings, consider replacing "I'm sorry" with phrases like "I appreciate your understanding" or "Thank you for hearing me out." These alternatives not only assert your confidence, but also reinforce the value of your contributions to the conversation. Valuing one's presence and opinions is crucial in any interaction. When individuals recognize the worth of their thoughts and feelings, they are less likely to apologize unnecessarily. This shift in mindset can lead to more assertive communication, where individuals express themselves without the fear of being perceived as rude or confrontational. It's important to remember that everyone has a right to their opinions, and sharing them is a vital part of engaging in meaningful dialogue. By reframing how we communicate, we can cultivate an environment where respect is mutual and everyone feels empowered to contribute. Moreover, the impact of unnecessary apologies extends beyond personal interactions. It can affect professional relationships as well. In the workplace, frequent apologies can undermine authority and credibility. Colleagues may perceive someone who constantly apologizes as insecure or unsure of their capabilities. This perception can hinder career advancement and limit opportunities for leadership roles. Therefore, it is essential to approach communication with confidence and assertiveness, recognizing that one's ideas and contributions are valuable. In conclusion, the negative impact of unnecessary apologies on self-respect is profound. By encouraging viewers to identify when they apologize without cause, we can help them reclaim their confidence and assert their value in conversations. Utilizing alternative phrases to replace "I'm sorry" can foster a more positive communication style, allowing individuals to express themselves without diminishing their presence. Ultimately, valuing one's opinions and contributions is key to building self-respect and fostering healthy relationships. By embracing these principles, individuals can transform their communication habits, leading to more fulfilling interactions both personally and professionally. Recognizing the power of our words and the importance of self-respect, can pave the way for more confident and impactful communication. Establishing personal boundaries is essential for maintaining self-respect and fostering healthy relationships. Boundaries serve as guidelines that teach others how to engage with us respectfully. When we clearly communicate our limits, we signal to others what behaviors are acceptable and what are not. This clarity not only protects our well-being, but also encourages others to treat us with the respect we deserve. Without boundaries, we may find ourselves overwhelmed, taken for granted, or even disrespected, leading to feelings of resentment and frustration. Reflecting on my own experiences, I recall a time when I struggled to set boundaries in both personal and professional contexts. In my early career, I often found myself saying yes to every request, whether it was taking on extra projects at work or accommodating friends' last-minute plans. Initially, I believed that being agreeable would enhance my relationships and reputation. However, I quickly realized that this approach left me feeling drained and undervalued. It was only after a particularly overwhelming week that I recognized the need for change. I began to practice setting boundaries, starting with small steps like declining invitations that didn't align with my priorities. The relief I felt was immediate. I was reclaiming my time and energy, which allowed me to focus on what truly mattered to me. The benefits of setting boundaries became increasingly evident as I continued to practice them. Not only did I feel more in control of my life, but I also noticed a shift in how others interacted with me. When I communicated my limits, people began to respect my time and decisions more. This newfound respect fostered healthier relationships, as my friends and colleagues learned to engage with me in a way that acknowledged my needs. It was empowering to see that by valuing my own time, I encouraged others to do the same. Encouraging viewers to practice saying no is a crucial aspect of establishing boundaries. Many people struggle with this simple word, often fearing that it will lead to disappointment or conflict. However, saying no is not an act of rejection. Rather, it is a powerful affirmation of self-worth. When we say no to requests that do not serve our interests or well-being, we are making space for opportunities that align with our values and goals. It's important to remember that our time is a finite resource, and we must prioritize how we spend it. To help viewers embrace this practice, I suggest starting with small, manageable situations. For instance, if a colleague asks for help on a project that you cannot accommodate, respond with, "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I'm unable to assist at this time." This approach maintains respect while asserting your boundaries. Over time, as individuals become more comfortable with saying no, they will likely find it easier to establish and maintain boundaries in more significant areas of their lives. In conclusion, establishing personal boundaries is vital for self-respect and healthy interactions. By teaching others how to engage with us respectfully, we create an environment where our needs are acknowledged and valued. Sharing personal anecdotes about the challenges and benefits of setting boundaries can inspire viewers to reflect on their own experiences. Ultimately, practicing the art of saying no and valuing one's time is a powerful step toward reclaiming self-respect and fostering fulfilling relationships. The power of silence in effective communication is often underestimated, yet it can significantly enhance the impact of spoken words. Pauses serve as a powerful tool that allows both the speaker and the listener to process information, reflect on what has been said, and create a more engaging dialogue. When we incorporate pauses into our speech, we give our words the space they need to resonate, allowing the audience to absorb the message fully. This intentional use of silence can transform a simple statement into a profound insight, making it more memorable and impactful. One of the most effective ways to utilize pauses is by strategically placing them at key moments in a conversation or presentation. For instance, after delivering an important point, a brief pause can create a moment of reflection for the audience. This not only emphasizes the significance of the statement, but also encourages listeners to consider their own thoughts and reactions. By allowing silence to fill the space, we invite deeper engagement and connection. It's essential for viewers to embrace silence as a tool for engagement, rather than viewing it as an awkward void. Silence can be a powerful ally in communication, fostering a sense of anticipation and encouraging active listening. Reflecting on my own journey with effective communication, I recall a time when I struggled with the concept of pauses. Early in my career, I often rushed through my presentations, fearing that silence would be perceived as uncertainty or lack of knowledge. However, I soon realized that this approach often left my audience disengaged and overwhelmed. It was during a workshop on public speaking that I first learned the art of pausing. The instructor emphasized the importance of silence, encouraging us to practice incorporating pauses into our delivery. Initially, it felt uncomfortable to embrace silence, but as I began to experiment with it, I noticed a remarkable shift in how my audience responded. One memorable experience was during a presentation where I shared a personal story. After reaching a pivotal moment in the narrative, I paused for a few seconds. In that silence, I could see the audience leaning in, their expressions reflecting curiosity and anticipation. When I resumed speaking, I could feel the energy in the room had changed. They were fully engaged and invested in my story. This experience taught me that silence is not a void, but rather a powerful tool that can enhance the emotional impact of our words. Encouraging viewers to practice the art of pausing can lead to more effective communication in their own lives. One practical exercise is to record themselves speaking on a topic they are passionate about, intentionally incorporating pauses at key moments. Listening to the playback can reveal how these pauses enhance the overall message and create a more engaging experience for the audience. Additionally, during conversations, viewers can practice pausing before responding, allowing themselves time to think and ensuring their responses are thoughtful and intentional. In conclusion, the power of silence in effective communication cannot be overstated. By recognizing how pauses can enhance the impact of spoken words, viewers can transform their communication style and foster deeper connections with their audience. Embracing silence as a tool for engagement allows for more meaningful interactions, encouraging active listening and reflection. Through personal experiences of learning to pause effectively, it becomes clear that silence is not merely the absence of sound, but a vital component of impactful communication. By incorporating pauses into their conversations and presentations, individuals can elevate their communication skills and create a lasting impression. Using humor appropriately in conversations can be a powerful tool for connection, but it requires a delicate balance. While humor can lighten the mood and foster camaraderie, overusing it can lead to misunderstandings and diminish respect. When humor is employed excessively, it can overshadow the seriousness of a conversation, making it difficult for others to take the speaker seriously. This can be particularly detrimental in professional settings, where maintaining credibility is essential. If humor becomes the primary mode of communication, it may create an impression of immaturity or insincerity, ultimately undermining the speaker's authority and respect among peers. One of the key risks of overusing humor is that it can alienate others. Not everyone shares the same sense of humor, and what one person finds funny, another may find offensive or inappropriate. This discrepancy can lead to discomfort or even conflict, particularly in diverse groups where cultural sensitivities vary. It's crucial to be mindful of the audience and the context in which humor is used. For instance, making light of a serious topic can come across as disrespectful, while humor that is inclusive and relatable can foster a sense of belonging and connection. To use humor effectively without undermining oneself, it's important to strike a balance between lightheartedness and sincerity. One effective tip is to use self-deprecating humor, which can create a sense of relatability without putting others down. By sharing a lighthearted anecdote about oneself, it allows others to see the speaker as approachable and human. However, it's essential to ensure that self-deprecating humor does not cross the line into self-criticism, as this can lead to a lack of confidence and respect from others. Additionally, timing is crucial. Knowing when to inject humor into a conversation can make all the difference. A well-timed joke can break the ice or ease tension, while humor in the wrong moment can feel forced or inappropriate. Reflecting on my own experiences, I recall a time when I misused humor during a team meeting. Eager to lighten the atmosphere, I made a joke about a recent project failure. While I intended to ease the tension, the comment fell flat and left my colleagues feeling uncomfortable. Instead of fostering connection, my attempt at humor inadvertently undermined the seriousness of the situation and disrespected the hard work that had gone into the project. The awkward silence that followed was a clear indication that my humor had missed the mark. This experience taught me the importance of being mindful of the context and the feelings of others when using humor. Another instance involved a social gathering where I attempted to use humor to connect with a new acquaintance. I made a lighthearted comment about a shared experience, but I quickly realized that my joke was based on a stereotype that could be perceived as offensive. The look on their face told me that my attempt at humor had backfired, and I felt a wave of embarrassment wash over me. This incident reinforced the idea that humor should be used thoughtfully, considering the diverse backgrounds and perspectives of those involved in the conversation. In conclusion, finding the right balance in using humor in conversations is essential for fostering connection while maintaining respect. Overusing humor can lead to misunderstandings and diminish credibility, while thoughtful, well-timed humor can enhance relationships and create a positive atmosphere. By being mindful of the audience, using self-deprecating humor appropriately, and learning from personal experiences, individuals can harness the power of humor to enrich their conversations without undermining their self-respect or the respect of others. Ultimately, humor should be a bridge that connects people, not a barrier that divides them. Gossip can have profoundly detrimental effects on personal integrity and respect, both for the individuals involved and the broader community. Engaging in gossip often leads to a toxic environment where trust is eroded, relationships are strained, and reputations are unjustly tarnished. It's essential for viewers to recognize the negative implications of gossip and to actively avoid participating in it. By doing so, they not only protect their own integrity, but also contribute to a more respectful and supportive atmosphere. One of the most significant consequences of gossip is the damage it inflicts on trustworthiness. When individuals engage in gossip, they risk being perceived as unreliable and untrustworthy. This perception can extend beyond the immediate conversation, affecting how others view them in various contexts. For instance, if someone is known for spreading rumors or discussing others behind their backs, colleagues and friends may hesitate to confide in them or share personal information. This lack of trust can create barriers in relationships, making it difficult to build meaningful connections. Conversely, refraining from gossip fosters an environment of respect and integrity, allowing individuals to be seen as reliable and trustworthy. When people know they can count on someone to keep their conversations confidential and respectful, it strengthens bonds and encourages open communication. Reflecting on my own experiences, I recall a time when I found myself caught up in a cycle of gossip among friends. Initially, it seemed harmless. We would share amusing stories or speculate about others' lives. However, I soon realized that this behavior had a ripple effect. One day, I overheard a conversation where someone mentioned a rumor I had inadvertently spread. The look of hurt on the person's face was a stark reminder of the impact my words could have. It was a wake-up call that made me reconsider my role in perpetuating gossip. I felt ashamed knowing that my actions had contributed to someone else's distress, and it prompted me to reevaluate my choices in conversations. Another instance involved a workplace setting where gossip ran rampant. I witnessed colleagues discussing a coworker's personal struggles, often in a light-hearted manner that masked the underlying cruelty. While I initially participated in these conversations, I soon recognized the toxic atmosphere it created. The targeted coworker became increasingly isolated, and the overall morale of the team suffered. This experience highlighted how gossip not only harms the individual being discussed, but also creates a culture of distrust and negativity. It became clear to me that refraining from gossip was not just about protecting others, It was also about fostering a healthier work environment for everyone involved. Encouraging viewers to avoid gossip requires emphasizing the importance of empathy and respect. Instead of engaging in conversations that undermine others, individuals can choose to uplift and support those around them. When faced with the temptation to gossip, it can be helpful to redirect the conversation toward more positive topics or to express support for the person being discussed. This shift not only enhances personal integrity, but also sets a precedent for others to follow, creating a culture of respect and kindness. In conclusion, the detrimental effects of gossip on personal integrity and respect are far-reaching. By encouraging viewers to avoid gossip and its negative implications, we can foster a more supportive and trustworthy environment. Refraining from gossip enhances one's trustworthiness and strengthens relationships, allowing for deeper connections built on respect. Through personal experiences of the consequences of engaging in gossip, it becomes evident that the choice to refrain from such behavior is not only beneficial for others, but also for oneself. Ultimately, choosing integrity over gossip paves the way for a more respectful and compassionate community. Brevity is a vital component of effective communication, and knowing when to conclude a point can significantly enhance the clarity and impact of a message. When individuals talk excessively, they risk diluting their message, making it harder for listeners to grasp the core idea. This not only leads to confusion, but can also diminish the respect others have for the speaker. In conversations, especially in professional settings, being concise is crucial. It demonstrates respect for the audience's time and attention. When we ramble on, we may inadvertently signal that we do not value our listeners' engagement, which can lead to disengagement and frustration. Excessive talking can also create an environment where the main message gets lost amidst unnecessary details. For example, in a meeting, if someone elaborates on every minor aspect of a project without getting to the crux of the matter, attendees may find it challenging to follow along. This can result in important points being overlooked or misunderstood. Moreover, when speakers fail to recognize when to conclude their thoughts, they may inadvertently come across as insecure or unsure of their message. This can undermine their credibility and authority, making it difficult for others to take them seriously. To encourage viewers to practice stopping after making their point, it's essential to emphasize the power of silence and reflection. After delivering a key message, taking a moment to pause allows the audience to absorb the information and consider its implications. This practice not only reinforces the importance of the point made, but also invites engagement and questions from listeners. A simple technique is to ask oneself, "Have I made my point clearly?" If the answer is yes, then it's time to conclude. This approach fosters a more dynamic conversation, where the focus shifts from the speaker to the audience, encouraging interaction and dialogue. Reflecting on my own experiences, I recall a time when I learned the value of concise communication during a presentation. Early in my career, I was eager to impress my colleagues and often found myself over-explaining my ideas. During one particular presentation, I spent too much time detailing every aspect of my project, only to notice that my audience's attention began to wane. It was disheartening to see their eyes glaze over, and I realized that I had lost them. Afterward, I received feedback that while my ideas were solid, my delivery could have been more impactful if I had been more concise. This experience was a turning point for me. I learned that brevity not only respects the audience's time, but also enhances the clarity of my message. Another instance involved a casual conversation with a friend who was sharing a personal story. As they spoke, I noticed that they tended to elaborate on every detail, which made it difficult for me to stay engaged. When they finally reached the conclusion, I realized that I had missed some of the key points they were trying to convey. This experience reinforced the idea that, even in informal settings, being concise can lead to more meaningful exchanges. In conclusion, the importance of brevity and knowing when to conclude a point cannot be overstated. Excessive talking can dilute the message and diminish respect, while concise communication fosters clarity and engagement. By encouraging viewers to practice stopping after making their point, we can help them become more effective communicators. Personal anecdotes about the benefits of concise communication illustrate that brevity not only enhances the delivery of ideas, but also respects the audience's time and attention. Ultimately, mastering the art of brevity can lead to more impactful conversations and stronger connections with others. In this video, we have explored several key points that underscore the importance of effective communication in gaining respect and fostering meaningful relationships. Effective communication is not just about exchanging information. It is about conveying ideas clearly and respectfully, which ultimately influences how we are perceived by others. Throughout our discussion, we highlighted various strategies that can enhance communication skills, such as the significance of brevity, the power of silence, and the appropriate use of humor. Each of these elements plays a crucial role in ensuring that our messages are not only heard, but also valued by our audience. One of the primary takeaways from our conversation is that the way we communicate can significantly impact our credibility and the respect we receive from others. By being mindful of how we express ourselves, we can create an environment where our ideas are taken seriously. We discussed the risks associated with excessive talking, which can dilute our message and lead to misunderstandings. Instead, we encourage viewers to practice brevity, ensuring that they convey their points clearly and concisely. This approach not only respects the listener's time, but also enhances the clarity of the message being delivered. Additionally, we emphasize the importance of knowing when to conclude a point. Pausing after making a significant statement allows the audience to absorb the information and encourages engagement. This practice fosters a more dynamic conversation, where listeners feel invited to participate and share their thoughts. We also touched on the power of silence in communication, illustrating how well-timed pauses can enhance the impact of our words and create a more thoughtful dialogue. Another critical aspect we explored was the appropriate use of humor in conversations. While humor can be a powerful tool for connection, it is essential to strike a balance to avoid undermining oneself or disrespecting others. We shared personal anecdotes that highlighted the consequences of misusing humor, reinforcing the idea that being mindful of our audience and context is vital for effective communication. As we wrap up, we encourage viewers to implement the strategies discussed in their daily lives. Whether it's practicing concise communication, embracing silence, or using humor thoughtfully, these techniques can significantly enhance interpersonal interactions and foster respect. By being intentional about how we communicate, we can build stronger relationships and create a more positive environment in both personal and professional settings. We invite you to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on effective communication and personal development. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who may benefit from these strategies. We also encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. Your feedback is invaluable, and we would love to hear how you plan to implement these communication techniques in your own life. Together, we can create a community that values respectful and effective communication, paving the way for deeper connections and mutual understanding. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.